Hello guys, welcome back to Kerbal Space Program. Freaking how the camera works. I have finally decided to just do what I should have done to begin with, and use the cheaty way to delete all the debris in the orbit here, so that missile we made isn't going to be used. But, as you can see, we're here. We want to get here, so we're a ways off right now. So since it's behind us there, if we were to accelerate, we'll actually end up in a higher orbit, moving slower. I know that doesn't quite make sense right away, but when you think about it in terms of orbits, it makes sense. So we'll give it a little bit of thrust there. Just a little bit. Those orbits come together a little bit. This one on the other side should be extended beyond. Yes, it is. Those two are actually getting fairly close together. These interception points there. At 127,000 meters. We'll go to probably just 140,000, although that's getting really close, so we may actually be able to make the intersection just by keeping what we're doing going. Yeah, we're down to within 60,000 kilometers right now, or 60 kilometers, sorry, 60,000 meters. Which is actually very close. So yeah, right there, we're within 6 kilometers, so as you can see, just by accelerating, we've actually slowed down to meet the craft behind us. It does make sense. I do know what I'm talking about. A little bit. Okay, let's accelerate time. I know there's a keyboard shortcut for that, but I can never remember what it was. I can always just look it up, but yeah. Okay, so right up here, we're going to be within, if I can keep the mouse over it, 6.8 kilometers there. As you can see, it's catching up with us. We have slowed down enough that it's catching up. So let's go back into this mode until we can see it. See, from here, we can see it. Oh. We've gone a little bit beyond it now. As you can see, that the nav ball down below gives us our velocity relative to the target, which happens to be the living quarters there. Which isn't really so much of living quarters anymore, it's now the whole station. The whole station. It's not just one module. Well, it's only two right now. We haven't done a whole lot. I do plan on doing quite a bit with this station, and now that we don't have all the debris in that orbit, it shouldn't be too hard. Alright, let's give it a little bit of RCS. Oh, just a little bit more. Alright, let's take RCS off. SAS off, we'll now move towards the target. We're going to take this in small segments here. So we don't want to get moving too fast, so that will alter our orbit and we'll just end up moving farther away from it anyway. So let's accelerate here. It'll bring us up to about 20 meters per second relative to the target. Actually, I think we can safely do about 30. That shouldn't affect it too much. Let's get it up to around 30 here. Yeah, 30.1, that's alright. Quick sip of Dr. Pepper. It appears as though we're still in a higher orbit because that velocity down there relative to the target is increasing. So it's approaching us, is basically what that means. And yeah, it does kind of it definitely looks like it's in a lower orbit there, so we're in a higher orbit, thus we're moving slower. Let's wait until we get to within 3 kilometers and I'll slow us back down. So, this works much better when we've actually not got all the debris there. We can actually dock this thing in a relatively small amount of time. Let's go ahead and extend these solar panels. Just so when we need to use these lights, we have those. Probably should use the other panels because these ones stick out a little far. Okay, yeah, as you can see, it's coming under us here. Under meaning just closer to the planet. Everything's a relative term in space, guys. Okay, let's slow our velocity down. Or our relative velocity. So our actual velocity relative to the planet is still pretty fast. We're still moving several thousand meters per second right now. Okay, we'll do the rest with RCS here. So just a little bit of that. Just to slow us down to about a half a meter per second, right about there. Let's take RCS off again. Oh, we are not facing the direction I thought we were. Yeah, let's completely rotate that over so we can get back to where I want it to be. Oh. We can do this, guys. We can do this. It'll be fine. Okay, I want to accelerate a little bit ahead of it there. Not a whole lot, but a little bit. Okay, we'll stop around 20 meters per second. Relative velocity is actually decreasing here. So we are getting a little bit more distant as we're moving, but again, we're accelerating towards it still. So that's good. It's now within view. You can kind of see it in that little yellow outline there. Let's give it a little boost again. I want to get to within about 1 kilometer here. Getting over the planet now. This should be... No, the space center's over that way. I was thinking the space center's there. No, it's the next continent over. So we get to see that as we come by. Alright, we're still coming up. We're at about 1.5 kilometers. Let's give it a little boost again. Probably could have used RCS, but why waste that? We're gonna need it later to dock. Now, for those of you who don't remember, the intention of this ship was actually to be a escape craft, but we forgot to put a probe on it to fly it up there, so this is just a recrew mission. Okay, RCS on. Let's decelerate this thing. I don't know if we're actually decelerating fast enough. It looks like we're going away, but we're actually getting closer according to the distance there under the living quarters. Let me move the mouse out of the way for you guys. I know that annoys me on people's videos. Okay, we're just gonna slow down. We're actually moving away from it again, but that's alright. We're within 2 kilometers now. Alright, let's take RCS off again. We'll point our ship towards it. Put SAS on. Let's move the camera angle so we can better see. Alright, give it a quick boost. We only want to get up to about 3 or 4 meters per second here because we are within a kilometer, which doesn't seem like a whole lot, but it seems like quite a bit is what I mean. But in space, it's not all that bad. We're actually really close because as you can see it. So I'm going to keep RCS on. We'll be barely using the engine from now on. I'm going to stick to primarily RCS. Okay, we're within 1 kilometer. Get down, and we get to 500 meters, I'll do another burn. Slowing us down again, we'll reorient and accelerate towards it. Let's give it a little bit of a boost here just to get it back up to 3 meters per second. We are still slowly moving away from it, or trying to. We're still moving towards it, but we're accelerating away from it, if that makes sense to you guys. Alright, let's maybe get it up to 3.5, because I'm impatient. And they're probably all impatient too. As you can see down there, there's our launch pad right there. That's the Space Center, right down there. Wave to them. Okay, let's take our CS off. I'm going to point us in the direction of motion so we can decelerate in a little bit. Let's shut down the engine and lock that, just to save some energy and extra motion we don't need. Okay, here it's starting to look like this might be as close as we're going to get on this current trajectory, so let's slow down again. So as you can see here, it's going right under us again, so we're still sitting a little higher in the orbit than the station is. So we'll reorient ourselves again. You guys can probably hear me tapping keys. Okay, we'll take RCS off, since apparently we don't need it to move in space. Okay, we'll point a little ahead of it. Not a whole lot, but a little bit. Put RCS back on, boost us towards it again. There you can see the distance between us is decreasing again. Let's check the map view and see how our orbits look. It's actually saying we'll have an intercept of 0.1 kilometers in very little bit. So for those of you who can't do simple math, that means we'll be within 100 meters. So unlike the English system, the metric system actually makes sense. There's 1,000 meters in 1 kilometer. And yeah, that just makes sense to me. I don't know about you guys. Let's take our CS off and move ourselves back. Should probably take SAS off too. Move ourselves back here. Put SAS back on. RCS back on. I have actually destroyed stations by forgetting to put RCS on and smashing into them. So we'll make sure to remember to do that. Alright, we're within 500 meters now. We're still approaching the station. Let's give it a little boost. We are slowing down. Okay, 2.8 meters per second. 2.7, 3.0 meters per second. We're again decelerating right away. RCS off, SAS off, reorient ourselves again. RCS back on. We're within 400 meters, we'll soon be within 300 meters. It's definitely within view now. We can definitely tell that that is in fact the space station, which is good. Because the fact that we can see it means we're getting close. We're almost there. CS and SAS off. As we're getting closer, it looks like our velocity is actually becoming more. What's the word I'm looking for? Perpendicular. Perpendicular? Parallel. That's the word I'm looking for. Parallel to that of the space station. Okay, we're now not moving at all relative to the station. So let's get back here, pointing towards it. RCS on, accelerate again. We're getting very close to it now. And this is where everything has the potential to go wrong. We're approaching the dark side of the planet, so we will be docking in the dark. Luckily we put lights on it. And hopefully the solar panels have been charging these battery packs. They should come pre-charged, but you never know. Okay, we're getting to within 100 meters now, so we need to start slowing down a little bit more. Okay, we're now within 100 meters, so let's throttle back a little bit. Okay, a little bit more. Let's let that distance close a little bit. Take a quick sip of Dr. Pepper. Can't let the throat dry up while I'm talking. That wouldn't be fun for you guys. Of course, I don't know how fun this really is for you guys anyway. I'm just docking with a space station. But hopefully it's helped some of you guys who play the game figure out how to go about doing this. I hope I've done a good job of explaining orbital mechanics to you guys, which it's a hard thing to understand. You know, a lot of people don't. I can probably consider myself one of them. Okay, it looks like we're now moving away from it a little bit, so let's go and move ourselves towards it just a little bit. We don't even want to be moving a full meter per second. Now let us actually tilt up here. So we can get in a docking position. Alright, put that on. Let's move this way. We're getting within a very close distance of the station right now. Let's go ahead and open the shield. Let's turn the lights on. Alright, let's slow our motion here. Let's put docking mode on. Alright, we're planning on docking with this one here, so we'll set that as the target. We're still a little bit off, so we will have to... What's the word I'm looking for? I'm looking for a word, guys. What is it? Actually, that solar panel might hit that one, so we may have to rotate the ship around the dock anyway. bit too close. Let's just get to no relative motion at all. There we go. Just take that off. We'll tilt down a little bit, right to there. I'll take SAS back off and spin this way. Here we are on the dark side of the planet. Alright, let's go back into docking mode. Let's move this way a little bit, a little forward. We're very close now, guys. I kind of want to try docking in the cockpit view, but they're still working on just how well that actually works. So we're not going to try that just yet. Maybe in a future update we can try that and we'll see exactly how hard it really would be. For right now, I like this view. I can actually see what's going on. There we go. Turn SAS off. We're now docked. Alright guys, we made it. We can turn, oh, we don't have gears, but we can turn, oh, I didn't realize the station had lights. I was thinking we could turn the lights off. Let's get back to the light side of the planet. Maybe? Planet's big, guys. This takes a while. There we go. Beautiful sunrise. Here we are. Let's actually get... There's the moon. Let's get here. So we're now in full sun exposure. Got some nice beautiful shadows there. I don't actually know which one's controlling what, so let's just control it from here. And we'll tilt the ship in a direction. Apparently isn't that direction. Oh, we're still in docking, that's it. Meant to move it this way. So we can get in a better view of the whole station. Gotta take this very slowly because all of these pieces stuck together aren't stuck very well. So they will shake a little bit, as we just saw there. Alright, let's put SAS on, take RCS off. Now I'll take SAS off. Alright, so who would we like to send back? Apparently nobody's in that one. Who else is in this one? We can send all these guys back. So this guy, he's gonna go on an EVA. Actually, we should probably taking these guys out first because they can't do anything. Mr. Ludman. It's not the guy I was looking for. I was looking for those guys, but we were in the wrong cockpit view, weren't we? Thought I'd already sent him up. Okay, let's go control from here. Is there a second guy? Yeah, there is. There's two of him. Okay, well that's something interesting. So let's go to... We actually need to go up and around this way to get to the hatch here. Grab board. Alright. Mr. Newdorf. Just quite the name. He's going to go... Oh, moving away from the ship a little fast. It would be nice if they had a way of transferring Kerbals between attached parts. You know, so instead of having the EVA, they could just go through the center there and end up in their compartments, but I guess that isn't a thing yet. Alright, let's start unloading these guys. Unload Mr. Jack. Oh, I accidentally hit F instead of space. Okay, R. You get to go home. Alright, I'm not sure how long this episode's been, but it's probably been a while, so I'm going to leave you guys here. In the next episode, we'll land this thing and actually build a proper escape pod. So, look forward to that. Thanks for watching. Like if you liked it, subscribe if you would like to see more. Maybe we can actually have more successful attempts at docking like this. Not likely, but it could happen. I will see you guys in the next episode. Goodbye.